Writer Collier Young began his Hollywood career as an assistant to Harry Cohn, the big boss at Columbia Pictures. But his real ambition was to be a writer and producer. Young developed Act of Violence as a project for producer Mark Hellinger, the man behind such huge hits as The Killers, Brute Force, and Naked City. He wanted to make it with Gregory Peck and Humphrey Bogart portraying Frank Enley and Joe Parkson. But when Hellinger died suddenly in December 1947, Young sold the story to new MGM production chief Dory Sherry, who just arrived at the studio from RKO. It was precisely the kind of serious-minded, low-budget thriller Sherry loved to greenlight, maximum impact on a manageable budget. While the casting of Peck and Bogart might have made the picture more financially successful, I can't see how they could have played it any better than Van Heflin and Robert Ryan. At that point in his career, Peck would never have let himself appear so unnerved and vulnerable, and Bogart's specialty was suave cynicism, not the seething rage that was Ryan's stock in trade. It came as a shock to learn that Heflin's acting training came from a now relatively obscure figure, François Delsarte, who taught an almost mathematical system of linking emotions to physical gestures, virtually the antithesis of the method school that would soon overtake Broadway and Hollywood. Well, however he achieved it, there is not a contrived or false moment here, and Heflin's fire escape confession to his bewildered bride is, to me, one of the greatest dialogue scenes in noir.
Do I have to spell it out for you? Do I have to draw you a picture? I was an informer. It doesn't make any difference why I did it. I betrayed my men. They were dead. The Nazis even paid me a price. They gave me food, and I ate it. I ate it.
Ryan, of course, had just received an Oscar nomination for his performance as a bigoted soldier in RKO's Crossfire, also produced by Dory Sherry. It was a big hit, so by 1949, audiences were primed to see him as the villain of this piece, making his casting a clever bit of legerdemain. Over the years, I've had people ask if Joe Parkson's limp was in the script, or if it was a bit of business Ryan gave the character on his own. Well, there are multiple copies of both the story and the script at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, and in every one, Joe has the limp, visually symbolizing the psychic weight he drags around. It's in the first paragraph on the first page of the original 6-page treatment, written in 1946 as an inter-office memo by Collier Young. Now, right around the time Act of Violence went into production, Collier Young began a professional and personal relationship with the most talented woman in the movie business, Ida Lupino. As business partners, as well as husband and wife, they formed a production company called The Filmmakers. The first time, believe it or not, the term had been used in Hollywood. When Young sold his Act of Violence story to MGM, he and Lupino funneled the profits into their new production company's first independent feature, Not Wanted, about a young girl's out-of-wedlock pregnancy. It would be released by RKO in 1949,